Yeah, 모두 다 빨리 박수 쳐. 기다리지 말고 서둘러. Reason that I'm back is to feed you raps. I see that you are 배불러. So fly.
All right, welcome. Let's welcome in Steve Kim, the Korean co-sell. Steve, I've got a fascinating topic for us. A'ja Wilson, the MVP of the WNBA, the greatest player in women's basketball that nobody cares about. She was caught on tape a year ago preaching to, wagging her finger at, telling Kelsey Plum, her teammate, about her, white privilege and how Paige Becker understands it and blah, blah. Anyway, this old clip has gone viral this week, and everyone's talking about it. Let's watch A'ja Wilson talk about her respect for Paige Beckers and how Beckers and Kelsey Plum understand their white privilege.
Paige Beckers! Us as black women, Paige reminds me a lot of you. Like, you say you're not really about me. And she knows how her privilege has gotten her to that point. And also, like, she's good at basketball, obviously. But, like, she understands her privilege. It's like what pushes her over the top, in a sense. It reminds me a lot of you. And I mean, that's a compliment.
Is that a compliment? Let's start there. Is that a compliment that she understands her white privilege?
I mean, what is she really saying? Like, hey, white girl, you know what, you cracker-ass cracker? You have a lot of white guilt, and I approve. I mean, the way this thing was going viral, like you said, Jason, and I saw the comments, which I was liberally retweeting on Twitter, there should be a hashtag now, Stop A'ja Hate. But it's amazing. But this is the problem that a lot of people have with Caitlin Clark fans and supporters. They don't buy into it. And I'm going to mention this again. One of the more interesting aspects of this fanhood is that some of the biggest supporters of Caitlin Clark are not whites. They're actually black males. So that has become something that for them, that word, problematic. And it's also sort of a cultural debate on the other side of the street. But that's the issue, though. I don't understand this. Many of these people, like A'ja, are so used to being able to dispense and force white guilt upon others that when people don't comply, then it becomes something they can't even handle. Really. And so I just find this whole thing interesting about the television ratings and who's supporting, and now people are leaving. This has become, Jason, and tell me if you agree or disagree. This NBA playoff ratings dip post Caitlin Clark is the sports version of white flight and gentrification. You hate it when they're here. You don't like their presence. Oh my God, look at what they're doing. They're so awful. Then when they leave, the Caitlin flight, oh my God, I can't, what do we do now? Am I right or wrong?
Who's going to do my taxes?
Right. Oh my God, there's trash on the street.
Who's going to teach my kids?
Yeah. Right, the garbage. Who's going to pick it up? Yeah. Isn't it the same thing?
Yeah. It's a good analogy. Yes, it is.
And these players that are now complaining, if there are any, about the ratings, about being abandoned. Well, wait a minute. Many of you were the very same ones that was pointing the finger and saying you're racist and we don't want or need your support. So in theory, you're getting what you want and you should be happy for the lower ratings. So be careful what you wish for.
There's nothing better at the end of a long day than sitting down in your favorite easy chair with a glass of your favorite whiskey. And hey, if it turns out with every glass you're helping to support a great American cause, doesn't taste any better than that. It's time to chart your own course with Flying Ace whiskeys from Craftco, inspired by generations of American aviators and proudly made right here in the United States. Flying Ace is not only making amazing whiskeys, they're also committed to supporting our brave troops and their families through partnership with Folds of Honor. They're providing scholarships to families of America's fallen or disabled, and these scholarships allow families to begin to chart their own new course after experiencing great sacrifice. Flying Ace whiskeys are American proud because they're American made, and American proud because they're helping to support our heroes and their families. Don't wait around. Today is the day to get your own and see what all the hype is about. Buy online at flyingacesspirits.com. Use the promo code America to get free shipping. That's Flying Aces, there's an S at the end of ACE and an S at the beginning of spirits.com, promo code America for free shipping. Everything A'ja Wilson is saying is I probably tend to think it wasn't even on accident. Knew she was being recorded, knew it would get out there. And it was, because I think this was a year ago, and it's gone viral now this week. But to me, it was a message being sent to Caitlin Clark of like, you want to come into our league, this is how you need to be. And I think it's a message to Nike. Again, as I talked about last week, based off the Ethan Strauss deal, A'ja Wilson has a signature shoe and logo with Nike. No one's going to buy her shoe. No one cares. But Nike's bending over backwards trying to please A'ja Wilson and Don Staley and the whole BLM crowd we got to promote A'ja first. And so there's a mindset that A'ja has to adopt to justify getting treatment she knows she doesn't deserve. She doesn't play. She's the Tim Duncan of the WNBA. Hey, that's great. I love Tim Duncan. Great player. Doesn't sell shoes. Doesn't drive TV ratings. That's not what he does. That's who A'ja Wilson is. But she has to adopt this mindset of, I'm owed this, and you white girls need to back your ass up while I get what's owed to me. It's all just it's endless reparations. Give me things I don't deserve, and white girl, you take a backseat to me.
The sense of entitlement and the sour, bad, nasty attitudes that many of these players are exhibiting, I think exactly is one of the reasons why for the past 20 some odd years, nobody has cared about this league, why there is certainly an antipathy towards it. And quite frankly, I wouldn't blame anyone if they were just Caitlin Clark or Indiana Fever fans and only care and watch her games moving forward. Honestly, I think it's completely justified because quite frankly, that's what these young ladies, these fine feminist athletes seem to be asking for and almost begging for. But here's the issue. They don't want the ramifications of such actions. And Jason, when the Caitlin Clark shoe, whenever that is released, comes out, they ought to call it the air suppression. Because basically they are marketing A'ja Wilson by suppressing anything having to do with the most popular player in the league by far. It's the most fascinating and mind-boggling marketing campaign that I can recall.
Since you brought it up, I'm going to touch on it just for a bit. The ratings, I believe 2 Sundays ago with Caitlin Clark, she drew 1.8 million viewers on an NFL Sunday. This past NFL Sunday, A'ja Wilson drew 900,000 viewers, which that was the Aces Liberty game. That's actually 300,000 more than I thought. I thought it would drop to around 600,000. I really do. And I think moving forward, I think that number is going to, as the playoffs continue on, I think that number is going to continue to come down. Do you agree, or do you think by the time we get to the WNBA finals, numbers will go up?
Yeah, that's an interesting one because, look, with Caitlin Clark, to use this analogy of a monopoly board, the ratings by their standards were at Boardwalk or Park Place. Now, they haven't quite gotten to Marvin's Gardens or Oriental Avenue yet. They're probably somewhere in the middle, and I haven't played Monopoly in a while, so I don't know what would be in the middle. Maybe like Reading Railroad. So here's the issue. Should your scenario take place, Jason, and it steadily declines, I wonder, this actually needs to be studied. What other sports league has diminishing ratings as you get closer to the championship? That would actually embolden the argument that there's a certain guard that now plays in Indiana truly should be the logo of that league.
She certainly should be the logo. Steve, thank you so much. Great job as always. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. Like what you saw? Hit that like button, subscribe, and check out the full episode by clicking the link below.